Today on the channel, we're back at it with another NECA Universal Monsters unboxing. This time, black and white, Bride of Frankenstein.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another NECA Universal Monsters unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got no stranger to the line. We've had regular, we've had black and whites. Now we're back to black and white with the Bride of Frankenstein. But for all your Bride of Frankenstein needs and a whole lot more, hit up Entertainment Earth. Use the link in the description down below to support the channel. Why wouldn't you? And why wouldn't you do this review just like you do all the other reviews, Kyle? That's what Todd McFarlane would say. And I said, you know what? You're right. Let's do this review like we always do. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And unfortunately, dear old dad, he is not here. He said, I don't want to do that review. He wasn't into it. You can't fight City Hall. You can't force him. But he's here in spirit, is my dad. And the Bride of Frankenstein, we have unboxed the deluxe one on the channel, the one that came with the whole electric chair, the whole throne action kind of thing going there. We did unbox that one. We will compare it to that one. We'll compare it to another one as well. This one slipped my mind as I found this at actually Kane County Toy Show back in March, April, whatever time was. So this has been sitting in my collection waiting to be unboxed for a while. But I was shocked to see that because at the time it hadn't been officially announced by NECA. And this is one of those Universal Monsters that really flew under the radar. Still can find this at some Targets and things right now. But a very cool one. I don't know if it's as cool as the deluxe one with the chair, but we're going to dive into it. We're going to compare it. We're going to do all that stuff. And of course, we're going to dive into it right now. Why not? But without further ado, oh, Frank is there. Look at that big green head on him, the Bride of Frankenstein. Frankenstein needs a mate. He needs a bride. Looking very good. Got the big J hook at the top. The monster demands a mate. And that's how I met my wife. I demanded her to be my wife, and it worked out. It doesn't always work out. The monster ultimate action figure there. Bride of Frankenstein monsters looking very good. Bride of Frankenstein over here. On the back, some glamour shots. Look at all that. Very cool packaging design as usual on these. Always do love them. Includes interchangeable heads, hands, soup bowl, mug, and loaf of bread. Bride of Frankenstein figure sold separately. Everybody loves a loaf of bread, especially me, as I'm known in some circles as Bread Jesus. Yes, Bread Jesus right there. Looking good in the packaging here. Now, I do save my packaging on these Universal Monsters. I got a whole stack of them here, so I try to keep it as nice as I can. Ooh, this one. Oh, and I just said that I ripped the packaging. Of course I did. Of course I did. I better buy a new one. Better buy a new one. And maybe not. Off to the side. Gentle. See you later. Goodbye. Plastic Frankenstein prison. There he is in all of his black and white glory from the Bride of Frankenstein. But I'm going to take him offline. Get him out of the package. We'll be back talking all things Frankenstein's monster. All right, we got the Bride of Frankenstein's monster out of the package, and we've seen some of this before, but let's run through it. Let's put it through its paces. Let's start it off. Let's start off with the soup bowl here. White bowl with, man, I don't know what he's eating in here. This just looks terrible. Looks like a terrible soup. Smells like Progresso. I don't know. You guys tell me, but nice and gray inside there. Everybody loves a bowl of soup, I guess, unless you don't. We do get extra hands. I guess I should have dived into those first. We get the splayed out open hands here. It looks like he's ready to choke somebody. We know how Frankenstein does. Got those going on. Got the very gray nails on him as well. So looking good, all things considered. And then he's going to smoke a cigar. Always reminded me of George Burns. And I'm maybe dating myself with that. Heck, he was old when I was a little kid. But he's got the stogie right here. He's firing it up. He's having a party. Oh, Frankenstein monster living that bachelor life. One last time before his mate comes. Got that hand there. We do got an old-timey coffee cup here. You got even a little bit of spill over the top. He's trying to learn to drink. Trying to be a proper man is what he's trying to be. But we got that mug there. And then we get a loaf of bread, which looks like a loaf of concrete, if you ask me. This just looks like a just big chunk of concrete, but it is supposed to be bread. Breaking bread is what he's doing from Bread Jesus here. And this one doesn't look too moldy. I don't see any green spots in it, but bread doesn't really mold anymore, at least mass-produced bread. There's enough chemicals in there that keep it, the hardeners and stuff. And I forget what it is. It's like a natural ingredient that occurs out there. Some kind of bacteria that doesn't allow it to mold. So a lot of people get worked up. Why isn't my bread molding? Well, it's got that in it. So saving people some stuff. So the more you know, the more you know. But looking good there. But now let's dive into these head sculpts. I think I'm sticking with the head out of the package on this one here. He does got the stitches and staples up on the top of his head. Very flat top head there with the hair going on. 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose, and a mouth. Got those electric kind of bolts on the side of the neck looking good. A hallmark of the Frankenstein monster. Very stoic in the face department. Love the stoic nature of this one. Looks very, very good. Like the shading, especially with the black and white. So looking good right here. Second head is the head that looks like Fred Gwynn, of course, Herman Munster. And we got the original Munsters coming to NECA here sometime. I thought it was this year. Maybe it's early next year. We saw him at San Diego Comic-Con. But it looks a little bit like Fred Gwynn right here on this one. He's got kind of that dopey look off to the side, a little teeth showing. Not going to use it for this one here. And then the third and final head, he's just like, ooh, what have I done? Ooh, you can just hear him saying that. It looks like when I forget to take the garbage out for my wife or something. It's like, ooh, I forgot to do it. Uh-oh, watch out. Got a little bit of shifty eyes there. 2 eyes, 2 ears, nose, and a mouth. Usual stuff. But you got 3 different looks for Frankenstein, but for this one in particular, I'm going to use the one out of the package. I think is going to be my Frankenstein. And this Frankenstein looks like he's dressed to impress, but also looks like a homeless bum you'd see on the side of the street there. It's always weird when you see homeless people wearing like a suit jacket and stuff. I don't know, of all the things they could get, I guess they choose their wares out there is what they do. But it looks that way. It's torn and tattered and got some rips in it, especially on the arms. Got that gray suit jacket over the top. Got those very Frankenstein-like arms here as well. Got the kind of burn looks to it. You got the steel in there as well. You got the 2 splayed out hands out of the package on this one. Got those big trousers here, big Frankenstein boots. Looks like Frankenstein. You know what you're getting yourself into with this one. Universal Monsters, of course. Arms all the way around for us here. Single jointed elbow. You do get the side to side. Hands removable back and forth, side to side. Head removable back and forth, side to side. We do get neck articulation on this one. Waist articulation plus dumbbell up there at the top midsection. So a decent amount of articulation for the monster here if you need to. He does got those big Frankenstein splits. Of course, a lot of his body was made up of former gymnasts, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Serbian, I think, is what they were. Goes up a little bit for the big boot. Single jointed knee, a little side to side, nothing to really write home about. Ankles back and forth, up and down. Pretty much our usual NECA Universal Monsters articulation for this one. And he should fit on a Mattel ringside collectible stand. Use the discount code Kyle to save 10%. He does fit on that stand there. So Frankenstein's monster rides again. I don't think this was made in quantities of the first series of Frankenstein. But a lot of people do prefer the Bride of Frankenstein movie over the original Frankenstein movie, though. Pick them, I guess, is what you could say. But you don't see this one around as much as the last one, and I think it's a lot of people, I just need one Frankenstein, I'm good. Unless you're all in on Universal Monsters like myself and my dad, then you got to have something like this in your collection. But we do got the first version of Frankenstein, a little bit happier in the suit department for this one, at least not torn and tattered that go around. So we do got the first incarnation. We also got the Bride of Frankenstein here in the black and white edition. What Elsa Lancaster, I believe is her name. So looking very good here. Hard to stand though because she doesn't have a hole in her foot to put a stand on. But we do got her going on. And then as I mentioned, this is a bit of a re-release, black and white this time. We do get Frankenstein in his, like, not really electric chair, but his chair. They got him locked down in the chair. Got that one here. I think I got the Fred Gwynn. I do. I got the Fred Gwynn head on here. I should probably switch that one out. But it does look good. I'm going to keep this one in here, keep this one standing. Feels like it works on different points of my collection a little bit. But if you're only going to get one of these, I think this is the one to get. And really only saw this one at Best Buy. It's available other places, but Best Buy had this out on the market for quite some time. So if you missed it, you might want to check there. Could get a deal on that. But Frankenstein, always good to have in the collection. Always good for the Halloween season as we're unboxing tons of Halloween-esque videos right now. Check out both YouTube channels for Halloween specials. And don't forget my podcast at the end of the month for a big Halloween special. That should be a lot of fun. But I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on this black and white Frankenstein. Did you need this in your collection? Is this something you got to have? Let me know in the comments down below. You made it this far. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bell as we got videos every single day. and then some. We got even more content for you over there on Patreon, YouTube channel memberships. Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com. As, of course, that is my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show, available every single Tuesday, wherever podcasts are found. So for Frankenstein's Monster, Black and White Bride of Frankenstein edition, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?